Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. I have three sources for you so that you can be a better person when it comes to doing your own research. Now, I don't mind giving it to you at all. I love it actually, but I want to share with you three of my sources so that you can also, should you want to drill down and get the truth yourself or make and form your own opinion, if I just scratch the surface, I'm going to let you in on some of my secrets. So if I go too fast in this video, of course, as you know, all the links would be down in the comments section below. So this SBI Group is a commercial that I saw out on the web today for the first time, and it is an SBI Group promotion or recruiting video, and it's full of 30s something Japanese who are, I think, choosing their career, and when they are looking at what company they want to join, there is no better promoter than Mr. Kitao. So this is, as you know, Kitao-san is the founder and CEO of the SBI Group. This message is in particular about the Fintech division of his companies. He's a conglomerate and he's fast moving. I like him because he is the face of SBI. There are so many CEOs in Japan that kind of stay behind the scenes and don't really come out into the public spotlight very often unless their company is in trouble and they're making some public apology. Mr. Kitao is very different. And as you know, if you follow him on Twitter, he's so active. I think he's tweeting, I don't know, 3-4 times a day. But I just admire the way he has been able to really move fast, because sometimes Japanese are a little bit like study, then move. But Mr. Kitao is able to move in a fashion that has made him super competitive. And this message that he gives to everybody is really that the world is in a financial evolution. And he wants to basically marry virtual currency with mobile finance. And through these innovative services he cites, one of them is the settlements concept. So no doubt for him, the key to this new remittance world is taking the new technology he cites and virtual currency. So as we saw in yesterday's video, the SBI financials were just released a couple of days ago, and he does definitely target his strategy of incorporating the XRP into the whole ecosystem of remittance. So I just want to keep reminding those people out there that think that there is no use for the XRP token. Totally wrong. And we're going to see that happen with the lead guy right here. And this is who I want you to really remember who this is. These are all 5 of these are the leads within the Fintech group. But this gentleman in particular is who you should know. And this is one of the sources, Takashi Okita. Okay, so when you are looking for news regarding the movement of SBI and the SBI Asia Ripple Alliance, please always try to use Takashi Okita's name, because that is going to lead you to stories that are not in the mainstream. So I just wanted to reveal one of those sources, because this is how I do find a lot of those great Ripple XRP stories for you. And when when we look at, let me just show you here. There is a section, okay, right here. So, Ripple no solution wa sudeni jiso jiken o oeru. What that means is that Ripple is the solution that was experimented with and has proven itself and thus far complete. So it's not like in an experimental phase anymore. What he is saying is that, they experimented, but it with Ripple, which now has proven itself and it is complete. So I just can see that those who don't think that Ripple has a chance with the token, they're just not getting the stories. They're just not getting the source. This was my point to this video, is I'm going to give you some sources so that you can really drill down to what is happening, because so many of the news medias out there are just a rehash of stories that have all been written, and then another media source takes it and changes it slightly and then just rewrites it and rewrites it and rewrites it. And I want to show you 3 sources in this video of where you can go right to the root. Okay, so your first one there I gave you is Mr. Okita. All right. And let's see, do I have anything else? He just says that, the remittance strategy is not only domestic, but it's also going to be overseas. So it's a global strategy using the smartphone. And, he's really big in leading the Money Tap project. So this is another keyword if you want to use Money Tap with Mr. Takashi Okita's name, because I'm just positive you're going to be able to find stories that are not being covered out there in the mainstream media. All right. And also he talks about the consortium. Yeah. How many of the financial institutions are going to do a global scrum. Scrummu is a term Japanese use. It's taken from rugby, actually. And it's, as you know, it's kind of a rugby team effort. So that's, yeah, okay, let's keep it moving. All right, here is your source number 2. This is Courthouse News Service, and this is a service for attorneys and for news media. And why it's different is because, unlike an aggregator, they actually have staff writers. This website has more than 1 million unique visitors a month, and they publish their own original news content. So they will look at stories, and let me just show you here. They have also written a very focused report on the securities law review. So they are very interested in this Ripple case that is been currently put in the California courts. And they have people that will study the complaint, make judgments, and have original summaries. So it's not just a website that's reporting second or third sources away from what's really happening, but they have experts on staff that are really doing some more critical thinking. So I want you to use this Courthouse News Service, because it's not just the Ripple site, but you can, or the Ripple case, but you can search for all different types of cases that are out there and read some of their columns. I think you'll find it very valuable. All right, so if you didn't see, maybe you didn't come across this yet, but this is the actual claim that was filed in San Mateo County, California, and it is about the case that Abner Greenwald is bringing against Ripple Labs. It was dated on the 3rd of July, and in this particular complaint, it talks about they are demanding a jury trial. There's 23 pages. It's extremely informative. And I think then if you read for yourself and not rely on these other media sources, I think you can just make a better summary yourself by getting to the source. Okay, so that was your source number 2, is the Courthouse News. I'll put the link to this actual filed complaint also in the comment section. All right, number 3. I am chasing this guy for the stories. I follow him on Twitter. This is Siamak Masnavi, and he's fast. He's very fast. And when he beats me to a story, I just personally am like, he got it before I did. He's quick, he's smart, he's well-rounded in his focus for cryptocurrency, and he's fair and he's balanced. And I just, no secret, he's my favorite writer out there in the space. So you can go to the Crypto Globe and you can actually then just click on his name and see some of his stories. They come out about once or twice. He releases about 1 or 2 articles a day, sometimes more. I think back on the 31st, he did 3 or 4. But you'll find that his stories are super informative. I think he's credible, and he is one of my secret sources. Okay. The Ripple drop, which is kind of the news fluff of Ripple, the new episode number 3 came out today. It's good. It's short. It's only 2 minutes and 21 seconds long. It has basically 3 focus points. They look at Swell, which is the big conference they're going to have in San Francisco starting the beginning of October. Then they take a kind of a quick tour in the New York City office. And then they interview a few of the summer interns that are doing internship with Ripple this year. And David, actually, he has a funny sense of humor. And it's cute. I'm not going to tell you what he does and how he does it, because I don't want to take away his humor, but he's funny. He makes an appearance in this particular episode. This was a new fresh face. This is Hannah Kelly, and I had not ever seen her before, but I was really happy to know that she is part of their design team. Before we look at Hannah, let me just go to the Swell conference really quick. So the Swell event is going to take place on October 1st and 2nd in San Francisco. The news or the speakers and agenda look really fun, really good. I hope I can go. And yes, I did apply. Let me show you. Well, if you want to go, you have to actually register and give them your name and what your company is and what you're interested in attending or why you want to go to Swell. And then once you submit, you get this back in your email. So it says here from the support at Swell 2018, Dear Eddie, thank you for your interest in attending Swell 2018. You will receive an email about the status of your application within 2 business days. If you have any questions, please contact Meg Burns at support, blah, 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 and then the phone number. We appreciate your patience as we review your application. Oh, gee, I don't know. So here's my shout out to Meg Burns. Meg, don't pass me over. Please, I want to go to the Swell event. Yeah, I don't know. I feel a little bit like I might get passed over. But the speakers and agenda look fabulous. We'll just quickly peek, okay? So as we all know, President Bill Clinton is going to come along with, he's going to see their keynote. Are they calling him his keynote speaker? I think so. It doesn't say that here, but I kind of remember when they made the announcement, they are calling him the keynote. But then, as you see, they've got him right next to Gene Sperling, which was the National Economic Council Director and National Economic Advisor under the President Clinton and Obama administration, spanning from 1996 to 2014. So he has a lot of years of experience there. And then, of course, on the first day at 1 o'clock, Brad is going to give his welcome remarks. And then it moves into how to launch payment apps for millions. And then a flash talk, which is how we changed the cross-border payments experience for SMEs. And we've got central bank show and tell. And these are central banks that are going to share their explorations with blockchain. And then you can meet the movers and shakers. This is going to be what RippleNet members are available to connect. So it highlights the live corridors and facilitates a way to meet other regional leads. Here we have some private meetings, and then 7 o'clock there's a little bit of a gathering, which they call a customer celebration. And then on day 2, they have, starting after the private meetings, 10 o'clock in the morning, you get an inside look at the proprietary research into payment trends and opportunities that play an important part of Ripple's go-to-market and product strategy, including focus, use cases, and geographies. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of press releases that come out of that segment. Then there's crypto regulation. At 11:30 to 12, they have the marketplace payouts, still a big headache. So it just talks about how payments are still stuck in the 70s. And then lunch, and then another flash talk, how they have improved the retail remittances. 1:15 to 1:30, how payments improved our customer experience. And then from 1:45 to 2:30, more about blockchain and payments. And then this is the one I really want to be listening in on. 2:45 to 3:15, the 800-pound gorilla. In this session, experts answer the big questions around the adoption of digital assets within the financial service industry. Yeah, and then of course a little reception. It kind of ends early at 3:30. So anyway, that's Swell. Okay, going back to Hannah Kelly. Let's find Hannah here. What a fresh face. She is design in the design department. She calls herself the visual design lead. And she has been in that lead position, looks like, for 3 months. So she had been with Ripple, though. It looks like she was hired in February 2015. And before that, she was an associate designer with AKQA. And they had, I think, a big, what was it? A car. Actually, well, she was part of the design team for the new homepage when there was the takeover of the New York Times and Washington Post. But she also did, so she created the masthead for the Quattro in the Snow YouTube, which is, of course, Audi. And then she's a University of Oregon graduate. And before that, she was, look at this, she was at the American School in Japan from 2001, 2008. So she grew up in Japan. And when she left Japan, looks like in 2008, she went to the Drew School, which is a very prestigious private prep school in San Francisco. Very expensive, like $45,000 a year. The ratio is like 8 students to 1 teacher. And I'm sure that they did a great job getting her ready for school here in the United States. And she still volunteers for dog, looks like a animal welfare NPO of some sort, San Francisco Animal Care and Control. So it's kind of like the SPCA, I would imagine, which is a heartbreaking volunteer job, no doubt. But I just think she's was very fresh face and fun to listen to on the Ripple Drop. When you watch the Ripple Drop, you will see she talks about the Ripple logo. So back in 2015, the Ripple logo was what went through a slight redesign. And this is on the Ripple website, and it does talk about how that design was updated. But what I really want to talk about is that it is based on a Triskelion shape. So that, let me see if I can just see, does it talk about it in this? No, she talks about it though in the Ripple video. Okay, so the Triskelion shape actually first appeared in Malta 4000 BC. And it was part, at that time, of an astronomical calendar. But it has been in every culture on the planet, from the Greek ancient pottery to coins. Of course, you can see it in Celtic jewelry and in the Viking jewelry as well. And Japan has many, 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 many symbols with this Triskelion shape. So, all right, here comes the fluff. And if you don't know this channel, I usually talk at the very end about something about Japan. So, okay, let's get to it. In Japanese, this Triskelion shape is called Mitsudomoe. And actually, the tomoe is a teardrop shape. Mitsu is 3. So when you have 3 of them together, like the Ripple logo, it then is a Mitsu, meaning 3, domoe. And it's everywhere in Japan. And I really do mean everywhere. I can walk outside my place and I can show you this shape probably in less than 1 minute. So here's an example of where it's incorporated in Japanese roof tiles. Here it is in a very formalized, sweeping manner at a Hachiman shrine. Here it is, you can see it in this absolutely beautiful lantern. Here's another example of that style lantern, although it's not a Mitsudomoe shape. And you can find it on family crests, you can find it on the drums, you can find it on the kamon, which is a family crest that is part of the samurai class. You can see it even in this shape, which I know you recognize. So this is a ninja weapon, and it is based also on this Triskelion design. And then if you go to Pinterest, which is a wonderful way to look at many, many beautiful photographs using this Mitsudomoe, you can see that the roof tiles in Japan are just full of that shape. Here you can see it here, and you can find it also right here. And these tiles are called kawara, and they're not only just on houses and shrines, but you'll find them on warehouses, and you'll find them on temples, and they're just everywhere, all over the country. And then the beautiful Mitsudomoe shapes are repeated over and over and over again. So please enjoy this part of Japanese culture when you come to Japan. Be sure to bring a good camera with you and make a collection of just some phenomenal pictures. So I just love it. And I hope you find it equally pleasing to the eye. Okay, it's just so interesting, huh? I just didn't know about the correlation between the Ripple logo and the Triskelion shape. All right, everybody, that's it. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to bringing you another video tomorrow. All right, sayonara for now. Bye-bye.